Linda and Sami and everyone there. I'm really appreciate what you're doing, dear Linda and ICAHD, to take our voice outside to spread about our life and about our life under occupation. And I hope succeedingly in the end we can have a good idea and a good plan with everyone who heard about our life, how we can be more together to support our communities and our right as a Palestinian under occupation. Okay, first I will talking about general situation and about how it's the Jordan Valley, or what is the Jordan Valley. The Jordan Valley area, we are talking about 30% of the West Bank, which is a really huge area from the Dead Sea or east of Jerusalem with the Dead Sea area until Beit Shan or Besan in the north of the Jordan Valley, which is one of the main water resource in the West Bank. Even it's in the Jordan Valley. It's a very rich of natural spring water, very rich of the water under the ground. Even we have the Jordan River, which is it was used by our farmers. And one of the main strategy why it's important, the Jordan Valley, because it's the only border for the whole Palestinian in the West Bank. It's from the Jordan Valley to travel to any Arabian country or to the Middle East or to Europe. It's just only from the border in Jericho, because we are totally, as a Palestinian from West Bank, we are not allowed even to using the airport in Israel or in Tel Aviv to travel. Even some of Palestinians, they are not allowed to enter to Israel in the 48. One of the points that's making the Jordan Valley is very important area, because it used to be our main bread basket, producing the whole kind of vegetables and the fruit, which was mostly export outside to the Middle East, which it was mean that for us, it used to be the main Palestinian agro business. It's in the Jordan Valley area. This is all what it's make maybe the Jordan Valley direct under the 67, under the Israeli attack. Even the first Israeli colony they built in the West Bank, it's in the Jordan Valley. They built it in 1998. It's called Mochola colony. Now we are talking about 39 Israeli colony in the Jordan Valley, and just 4 years ago, they built the other 10 outposts in the Jordan Valley. And the Palestinian population, it was before 1967, more than 300,000 who live in the Jordan Valley. Now is still just only 56,000 who still living and resisting in the whole Jordan Valley, including the Palestinian population in Jericho town. And it was the main exchange happened. Let's talk about it. It's happened after Oslo agreement, which that means the Israeli, they divide the whole area in the Jordan Valley, and they make or creating 95% of a Jordan Valley as area C. And later this is area C, it's mean, just to make it clear, it's under Israeli control totally. And that agreement, they should be just only for 5 years. Which that means after the 5 years, the Israeli, they have to give it to the Palestinian Authority. But since 93 until now, they keep it as Area C. And later they divide this Area C to the natural reserves. They make 56% as a closed military firing zone area. Part of this closed military firing zone area, they create our village, our community, and our farms and our main water resource and land as a closed military firing zone, which that means they put it our civilian people, our resources under the Israeli military law, which that's giving them more responsibility to control, to destroy, to do whatever they want. And even they make part as a field mine, they make part of the Jordan Valley as a security area, especially the area close to the border, which that means they control everything. And already they built 5 checkpoints around the whole Jordan Valley area, which is making the Jordan Valley with the rest of the West Bank, and make it very hard to enter, to exit, to export our products, to access to the university, or to buying the food, or anything. It was the main policy they followed direct after the 67, the Israeli, that how they control the water resource in the Jordan Valley. And this is water, it's just controlling for the Israeli, which that means they don't share it with us, we are not allowed. And we are talking about 80% or 80% of the water in the Jordan Valley is controlled totally from Israeli company. It's called Mikarot. Like this is company, they built 20 water wells digging in the ground and taking the water. Yes, and this is the water wells, they build it and digging in the ground and taking the water for the main settlers agro business, which that means they make even the settlers a huge agro business in the Jordan Valley. Like they grow a lot of dates, and we are talking about millions of trees, vegetables, grapes, and different kind of flowers or herbs, which most of this Israeli products they export it to Europe, which this is how they can use our land and our water resource as a huge agro business for the settlers. And in the same time, they control, let's say, the Jordan River totally is under the borders now, which that means we are not allowed to access to the Jordan River or to the water there. Most of the natural spring water in the Jordan Valley, they control it even. And this is how they can control. And now there is a different way for the Palestinian who still resisting in the Jordan Valley to survive and to resist. One of that way that they're using the truck or the tractor to travel from area C to the area A, and they're buying the water from there, which is very hard and difficult, and it's very expensive. The 1 cubic meter of water, which is around 1,000 liters, is cost from 25 shekel to 30 shekel, which even this is a way sometimes it's not working, because the Israeli military, they start a campaign since 2020 to stop this truck or tractor, and they confiscate the truck with the tractor and with the water tank, and they leave the family without any water. The only way that people, they have to find the Israeli pipeline and connect our pipeline and taking the water without asking them. And when they discover that, they start coming and taking some Palestinian to arrested or making a huge file of money. And yeah, that's the only two way I can tell you how we can survive without water. And even they are refusing to share the water, refusing to sell it to us, and even they don't let us to collect the rainwater, like to build the wall and collect the rainwater. We are not allowed to build any kind of this structure. And of course, we are not allowed to dig to build really water wells. And this is all, it's very clear for us. It's very clear how they create this apartheid system of water. The other main strategy that they use it direct in 1997, it's the house demolition. The house demolition, they started direct in 97, and from 97 to 2013, this is kind of policy for the community, for the family who are resisting. It was an easy policy because soldiers are coming like 100 with 20 of military jeeps to destroy 2 or 4 tents, which that it was very easy to reply and to build the tent again, because even the tent in the Israeli democratic law that they ask for a permission, which is a tent in the whole world, we allowed to build it without a permission. And of course, all those families we are talking about it, they are honoring the land, and they have the document that's mentioning the family who honor the land. But still, we are not allowed to build the structure of tent. But how they create a new policy inside the house demolition policy and the development, and they make it more difficult. They start in 2013 to destroy like the same houses in the same community, sometimes 2 times, sometimes more than 10 times in the same month. And when they do that, they create and they make the whole area as a closed military area, which that's mean no one allowed to enter or to access to this area, to this community, to the families, even to bring the humanity materials, like just food or mattresses or a small tent where children or the family, they can just spend the night, you know? And through this policy, even they don't respect the International Red Cross or the International Humanity Being Organization. That's to bring any kind of humanity materials to the family who living there. And many times, even the Israeli military, they confiscate the truck which is belong to the international to the Red Cross, the International Red Cross, or to the UNDV, and sometimes even they beat the international if they don't respect the Israeli law. This is how, even for, or in my experience, this is how the Israeli government or Israeli president and Israeli policy and soldiers, they broken the international law, you know, through not respecting the international law and respecting the humanity being. And in my experience, this is what is more dangerous, you know, when there is no protection for the international law and for the humanity being. This is what they can scare us, you know, because for us, we are born under occupation and we know the whole occupation policy. This is not scaring us anymore. But what scares us if the international authority, they will be silent about all this kind of policy and attack and harassment and apartheid. This is what it's make us sometimes really worried, and because even international government, they don't protect our population or civilian people, even for the humanity materials. And this is policy is still until now working, you know, maybe the last policy, that's how they create more outposts in the Jordan Valley to control more land and more resources and to make our life really not possible. And even they start other policy that they start confiscating everything, even the private car, the materials, the truck, any materials or anything that they catch it in Area C, they start just to confiscate it. The more dangerous thing which has happened last month in March in the Jordan Valley, the Settlers Council in the Jordan Valley, they start having the possibility to confiscate the materials and destroying the houses. In March, in 8th of March, this is the settlers, they came from the Settlers Council. They confiscate the vegetables and the fruit from 5 marketing in the road, in the high road, in the road 90, and they destroy 2 tents in the area, and even they confiscate 1 tractor for Lafi family from Bardala village. This is a really dangerous thing, because that's mean the Israeli government or president or authority, they give the possibility to the Settlers Council. And of course, the Settlers Council, they will use in the coming years more violence and more attack against our people if they keep going in this strategy. And this is really dangerous thing. Even those in this policy, they don't give us any orders. They don't give any even, or they don't put it even any sign to mention to the Palestinian what is allowed or what is not allowed, which that's mean, like if your house in Area C and you use your car to go to your house, they can just stop you and confiscate your car and just leave you in the middle of the way or direction without telling why. Just they can do this thing. I will make it very quick in 1 minute. I will tell everyone, you know, we are resisting, and we teach how we can resist to our youth, to our families, to our children, and even we create a life. And we have a very beautiful life, even under all this occupation. We have very strong example of resistance. The last example, that last years we as a Jordan Valley with our partners, Palestinians and international, we bring 2 families from area A to the area C to live. The Israeli, they're planning since 67 to displacement our people, but we succeed to protect part of our land, part of our water, and we bring 2 families. And we are going to continue resisting and fighting for our freedom.